Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of the RWT podcast. My name is Mike Larkin, joined by my boy DC Daniel Kerman.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys. The dead man of RWT will be joining us shortly. Very shortly. We got a lot of things to talk about, and I figured we start off the show, Daniel, with talking about this, because one thing that's gotten everybody in an uproar is the Rhea Ripley, Jade Cargill situation.
I thought you were going to talk about the debut of Danhausen.
We will get to Danhausen when we get to Raw. But besides Danhausen and his cursing, we did have a little situation. So this is from the tweet that started it all. Totally in history, Rhea, a Rhea Ripley fan page on Twitter, wrote, so Rhea Ripley goes to her 7th WrestleMania in a row. She'll have competed for a belt in every one of them. She'll have competed for 6 different belts. And Chelsea Green would write, thank you. Rhea is proof that you can be kind, respectful, and the most talented wrestler in the world. Then Jade Cargill would say, it's no point to even go and embarrass you on this app. You always have something to say about everything. Then Slajan P, Piper Niven, would get involved and say, who the fuck even said anything about you? Contrary to your belief, the world doesn't actually revolve around you. No point to even embarrass you on this app. Give you enough ring time and you'll do it yourself. Jade Cargill would write back, hey, Piper, I hope you're healing okay. Can't wait to give you some ring time. Oof. And then Piper Niven would come back and say, yeah, maybe by the time you're back from your many vacations, I'll finally be recovered. Lick my ring, you boot. God. And then Chelsea Green wrote, damn, hit dogs really do holler. Woof, woof, with a heart emoji. And then Rhea Ripley would go on her Instagram story and say, not having fun, not friends, learn to work and never lie to defame someone's real human character by breaking the 4th wall. So this turned into a whole thing that we are going to go over to the Twitter front and talk about, because PW Insider came out with the news and notes about all of this. So PW Insider would say, Jade Cargill has... no, that's Dave Meltzer. That's Observer. PW Insiders, that's a different Dave. That's Dave Sharon, Mike Johnson. Different Dave, but still, Dave Meltzer. Thankfully, we don't have to talk about Dave today, so that's a plus. It's The Simpsons all over again.
Dude just sounds like Homer Simpson eating a fucking donut.
He does. All he does is because he has no idea. So PW Insider on the Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley situation. Jade Cargill has been criticized by a number of talent for how she rubs others the wrong way, and that when the back and forth with Rhea began, it wasn't hard for others to want to jump in and voice their opinions. They cited this wasn't the first time Cargill has upset others with how she conducted herself, and intimated that when there were reports about Cargill being hurt last year, the real reason she disappeared and spent time in the PC was to let personal issues going on at the time subside. Another source tried to downplay the situation, but later admitted that they expect management would step in and speak to Cargill about her relationship with the locker room. The source noted that everyone in the locker room has been happy to do whatever they need to do to get Cargill over, but that the respect they show her does not often feel requited. They described it as Cargill coming off insecure when she shouldn't have any reason to feel that way. So that is the situation going on with Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley. And joining us is the one, the only Paul Morales. Perfect timing, Paul. How are you, man?
Man, y'all take forever. Man, I've been sitting here for like 4 hours. Y'all don't even want me in here no more.
How is Esmeralda?
How's Esmeralda?
And my dad said thank you so much. He was happy to have her on his birthday. So, you know.
Happy birthday, Paul's dad.
Happy birthday, Pops.
Happy birthday. So, Paul, we started it off talking about the social media interaction with Rhea and Jade and the situation on PW Insider, just to fill you in on what they said. They said the following. Jade Cargill has been criticized by a number of talent for how she rubs others the wrong way, and that when the back and forth with Rhea began, it wasn't hard for others to want to jump in and voice their opinions. They cited this wasn't the first time Cargill has upset others with how she conducted herself, and intimated that when there were reports about Cargill being hurt last year, the real reason she disappeared and spent time in the PC was to let personal issues going on at the time subside. Another source tried to downplay the situation, but later admitted that they expect management would step in and speak to Cargill about her relationship with the locker room. The source noted that everyone in the locker room has been happy to do whatever they need to do to get Cargill over, but that the respect that they show her does not often feel requited. They described it as Cargill coming off insecure when she shouldn't have any reason to feel that way. So a lot to really unpack here. Chelsea Green stuck up. Chelsea Green stuck up for Rhea Ripley. Thank you. It's all good. And this is what she said. Since Paul is now back on the line, we will go back to this post. So the post,
that was a lot of back and forth. And shout out to Chelsea Green for everything that she said, because her, Piper, and everybody else that chimed in, they spot on.
So it comes from the post from today in Hysteria. So Rhea Ripley goes to her 7th WrestleMania in a row. She'll have competed for a belt in every one of them. She'll have competed for 6 different belts. Chelsea Green would write, Rhea is proof that you can be kind, respectful, and the most talented wrestler in the world. Jade Cargill would say, it's no point to even go and embarrass you on this app. You always have something to say about everything. Who the fuck even said anything about you? Contrary to your belief, the world doesn't actually revolve around you. No point to even embarrass you on this app. Give you enough ring time and you'll do it yourself, says Piper Niven. Jade Cargill says, hey, Piper, I hope you're healing okay. Can't wait to give you some ring time. Piper Niven would say, yeah, maybe by the time you're back from your many vacations, it'll finally be recovered. Lick my ring, you boot. Then Chelsea Green would say, damn, hit dogs really do holler, woof, woof. And then Rhea would go on her Instagram story and say, not having fun, not friends, learn to work and never lie to defame. Someone's real human character by breaking the 4th wall. Whew, so a lot to unpack here. Before we even talk about what we think about Rhea versus Jade at WrestleMania, we will start with Daniel Crimmins. Daniel, your thoughts on the social media back and forth between Chelsea, Piper, Rhea, Jade Cargill, and the situation with PW Insider.
I've talked to a couple friends of mine that are mostly by and large AEW fans.
Wait a second. You have friends outside of us? Man, that's blasphemous.
Wow,
I got two.
Okay. All right. Forgiven.
See, I'm an even number kind of guy. Like have to have an even number of friends, So like, if I were to get 5,
even number of hoes. I know. Even number of hoes.
In different area codes.
So here's the question. One of them said that, hey, he thinks this is just a work, but I don't know. Jade just
rubs him the wrong way.
She does. And what the sad part is? She has the look of what WWE looks for. Paul, you and I talked, when she first came in, before we were even doing this podcast together. You and I chatted about this. And
man, don't be telling Michael what we be doing.
Mike, you and I had talked. We've all talked about this at some point. Jade should have gone through NXT.
Yep.
Have the first couple Mania spot, sure. Putting her with Bianca was a smart call. They split that team up way too soon.
Yeah.
She was not ready to be on her own. And unfortunately, they kind of booked her into a corner to where they had to.
Yep.
Now, having said that, did she have good matches in AEW with people like Chris Statlander?
Yes.
Yeah. But here's the question. Was that Jade, or was that the people that she worked with were just that good?
Oh, because Statlander is fantastic.
Exactly. I will say Statlander is probably one of the best women's wrestlers out there now. I don't care any country, any company. She's one of the absolute best.
Yep.
People, we can praise AEW.
Yes, we do.
Now, having said that, Rhea is also one of the absolute best today. If Rhea cannot get a good match out of Jade Cargill, there's a big problem.
Yes.
Now, I think come WrestleMania, Jade's going to get found out. Rhea is gonna he's gonna mollywop her, and if they are smart,
Yeah,
they won't make it a straight up wrestling match and make it a brawl. Because do I think Jade has potential? Yes, but she's gotta want it.
yep. And it's funny you mentioned that too, just because like as we're recording this show, it's officially been 6 years since her debut match, her and Shaquille O'Neal against Cody Rhodes and Red Velvet from AEW back during the pandemic era. Like, it's crazy to me to even look at this because, look, I said last week on the show that it should be down to Rhea and Tiffany, and I was right. Tiffany would make sense to get her lick back, so to speak, with Jade Cargill when she beat her for the title. But Rhea, it has more of a big match to it, and they've been staring each other down. But I also look at it like a stance like this. After all of this, if Rhea just doesn't come in and Molly whops her because Mommy's always on top, the two powerhouses together, giggity. We're putting the two powerhouses together, so it makes much more sense to have that David and Goliath, that irresistible force, immovable object type of bout. But if I had to venture a guess, you have to have Rhea here win and have her do her thing on SmackDown. Good.
Hear me out. You talked about Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah, I think she's facing Chelsea Green.
I got a better idea.
Hit me.
Give me Tiffany Stratton and Julia for the U.S. title.
All right. I wouldn't hate that.
That's probably going to be on like SmackDown or something.
Oh yeah, it'll be like the SmackDown before Mania because
I have some thoughts about SmackDown.
I do too.
Yeah.
And I've also got I've also got some thoughts about the Chicago crowd from Elimination Chamber.
Yeah,
and they're not very nice.
But if you go listen to the pundit this week,
yeah,
you could hear all his rants on the Pile Driver pundit.
T-Pop
number one.
Good
I
stuff.
think I got the 4 just on my own. Thank you for the call out, gentlemen. But I think,
by the way, love the episode. Listen to it.
Good show.
Really
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. I think Tiffany Stratton versus Julia would be a lot of fun. It would give Julia something to do. I don't. Kiana James does not need to be with Julia. I think,
Yeah.
I don't know if I think if you want to do something, put Kiana James versus Julia. I'm not saying you have to completely go away from Tiffany Stratton, but if you really, really want to do something with Kiana James, her against Julia, make it a triple threat, throw in Tiffany Stratton. Make that title worth people wanting to tune in to watch.
And Kiana James has the it factor. Like, they've been putting her in there. You could definitely tell there's something there. I mean, we've known it from NXT when she was in there with Fallon Henley and doing her stuff there. But you're finally getting to show it, and she stood out from everybody. And I look at it from a stance like this with Rhea and Jade. Like we mentioned, it should just be a mollywop. But with Julia and Tiffany, I like that because they do have history with NXT. But it's so crazy to me because I know they got to finish off Tiffany Stratton and Chelsea Green. But it just...
Michael?
Yes, Chelsea Green. I can't keep doing it on my voice, goddammit. But it's one of those things where that was something that really stood out. Like, I'm looking forward to seeing how it progresses. But god dang it, man, they broke up Rio, and that kind of hurts my soul that they broke up Rio. And now we got Lash and Nia as the tag champs. So who the hell's going to face Lash and Nia next? I'm guessing Charlotte and Alexa.
You're gonna end up having Io versus Asuka for the rights to Kyrie.
Well, God, with the way
they're gonna put her in a shark cage.
Oh, Moses and Amir's favorite match, the shark cage. Yes.
So,
shout out to the doctor.
So, I mean, as far as the women's tag titles, I know they would have to rush the shit out of it. Give me Alexa and Nikki Cross.
Yeah. Put them together. Did you notice how the Bella Twins have disappeared from television? Like, it looked like we were getting Rhea and Io against the Bella Twins. No Bella Twins. I'm not complaining, though.
I mean, I ain't complaining. I mean, I'm happy that they ain't there, but
well, my thing is
I get it. You have 7 weeks to WrestleMania, but even still, it's like you're not even. What angers me what angers me even more, there
Yeah.
were no women's matches this week on Raw.
No.
2.5 hours of a show and not a single fucking women's match.
Only one promo. Natty cutting the promo and calling Maxine a bimbo.
And
But
then
that
you
was-
had, and then
Wait.
Riho pretty much breaking up.
And Asuka-
There was that AJ Lee segment. There was that.
Blink twice with Asuka and Kyrie. Yes.
But
I
there
just
was
sounded
no
like,
women matches.
You good, Carol?
Well, that's the thing too. I think Liv pointed it out. Like, would I like to see AJ Lee and Raquel Rodriguez at WrestleMania?
No.
Hell yeah. No, you don't like the David Goliath?
Do me a favor, run to our chat.
Yeah, bro.
I sent us a thing from Wrestle Talk
Okay, we'll play that next, and then we'll get to the Chris Statlander.
because that one has to do with this Rhea Ripley
All right.
Jade feud.
So as far as the whole, what to do with like AJ Lee and all that, why not do like a women's intercontinental title ladder match? What they do with those is they get enough people on the show. Like, I know they like to do about 4 matches per PLE, at least 6.
Well, this
Come on, you had an 8-team tag team match, which is 16 guys in the damn ring.
Yep.
For a ladder match for the tag team titles last year.
At SummerSlam, yeah.
So having 6 women in the ring for the women's intercontinental title makes a lot of sense, because even if you don't have AJ go over, you still get the excitement from everybody.
So here's who's in the number 1 gauntlet match next week.
I gotta say real quick,
Sorry.
I had this idea last night.
Okay.
Like when you're getting ready for bed and you think of a random idea, you're like, hey, that'd be kind of cool.
Yes.
And I am not saying that Chad Gable is the original El Grande Americano. I'm not saying that. I am not alleging that. Nor am I alleging that Ludwig Kaiser is the imposter.
Yes.
What I am saying is that Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate are the other 2.
Yes. Bravo and Ryo.
Now, if you really want to do something, since you're not doing something with American Made, put those 2 in Grande Americano masks and put them with the OG El Grande Americano.
Los OGs. Los OGs.
You can do whatever you want with that, man. But
well, here's my thing too.
I'm sorry, but American Made, American whatever, the American Alpha, whatever the hell you want to call them now.
Yeah, Creed Brothers.
You need to do something with the Creed Brothers. Thank you. You need to do something with them, and they are so damn good.
Same with
and
Ivy
you're
Nile.
not doing anything with them.
Same with Ivy Nile.
Which, honestly, and hear me out, Becky Lynch does not need to get the women's IC title back. No. Which was why I think do a multi-women's match at WrestleMania. And honestly, give it to somebody like Ivy Nile.
Well,
give it to Bailey. Give it to somebody. Give it to somebody that does typically, and you can both agree with me in the past, the IC title is always like the stepping stone title.
Yeah, they don't use it as the workhorse title. They just look at
here. I can do here. Let's do this. Let's take the six women. You can, even if you don't do even if you have Becky in the match, you have Becky, AJ, Ivy Nile.
Yep.
You can have Bailey, Lyra Valkyria, and I don't know, pick somebody else.
Ivy Nile, did you say her?
Yeah, I said Ivy Nile.
Maxine
Dupree. Look, no, because you're going to end up with a match between her and Natty, and I'm pretty sure what's going to end up with that match is probably like a no DQ
Lions Den match.
Yeah, like a Lions Den match, or you're going to have it on the underground.
I got it for you.
What?
Ash by Elegance.
Hey, TNA talent in there. Okay.
Ooh, so, that would be good.
So next week, what they're doing on Raw is the number 1 contenders gauntlet match, and it features Lyra, Bailey, Io, Raquel, Asuka, and Ivy Nile, and the winner becomes the number 1 contender to face AJ Lee. So out of those, who do you think is going to face AJ Lee?
I would really, really like to see Ivy Nile.
Same.
Ivy
I'm
or Io?
not saying that she's going to, but I would really, really, of all the women, I would love to see her be one.
I would love the call back to Bailey because they only wrestled once. That would be kind of fire. But I'm with you. I would say either Io or Ivy Nile for somebody different. I love Raquel. I really do. But no, she has to be involved in the
So I think as far as Raquel goes, I think what's gonna happen with her is somehow she's gonna cost Liv the title match at WrestleMania, and that's how they're gonna do that split.
It's one of those things too where we talked about like playing it safe and predictability. I mean, we saw it on Raw with Finn Balor when the Pentagon, which congratulations to Penta for winning the Intercontinental Championship against Dominic, after Danhausen cursed Dominic. And I got to say, it was better than Elimination Chamber because people were up in arms. They booed the living crap out of that. Go ahead.
Which, you know, for further thoughts on my expanded thoughts on this, you can check out the Pile Driver Pundit, the episode number 1, the Phantom Pundit, link down below, Cheap Pop number 2.
Man, you can't cheap pop yourself like 3 or 4 times on this damn show.
Hey,
okay, yeah, you can.
I can cheap pop myself anytime I want.
That's
giggity.
That sounds so wrong. God, Daniel.
That's why I said it.
All
Anywho, the problem there is the IWC booked themselves. They're like, hey, it's gonna be Chris Jericho, it's gonna be this person, it's gonna be that person. But yet we heard 2 weeks ago that Jericho's contract was frozen. Yes. We heard all these stories like they never said it was going to be Jericho.
Nah.
You know, it's like the IWC does this every single time. They get themselves so worked up that, oh, it's going to be this. No. Nope. Wasn't when they started this storyline, what, about a month ago, right?
About a few weeks ago now. Yeah, a month ago.
Didn't I tell you guys from the very beginning it was going to be Danhausen?
Yes, you said it multiple weeks. It was going to be Danhausen.
Yeah, but the one thing that I had said, yes, I know. I think we all agreed that it was Danhausen. Probably going to be Danhausen. Yeah. But even throwing out the suggestions of if it's something gimmicky, I didn't think a lot of people would take to it. And judging by the crowd in Chicago,
no,
they didn't really give a shit that it was Danhausen.
No.
That's also not Danhausen's fault.
No.
That is a WWE fault.
Now
that is a Triple H fault.
I will say I did read stories of people that were actually there, and they did say the crowd was into it. What they really booed was the lights going out.
And then he went under the ring.
And they wanted more. You know, and I think that what we got on Raw was so much better, you know, randomly showing up. Like, this is what you need to do. Like, the whole thing was just with Judgment Day was perfect.
And the why is this so wet?
And I fell in the toilet.
Yeah, fell in the toilet.
Now, it's so funny. I got to give a shout out to Papa Lark. So Papa Lark's theory after he saw Danhausen come out. Obviously, we saw what happened this past week with Jordan Grace and Candice LeRae on SmackDown with Johnny Gargano coming out, and then he starts to get up and be depressed. He's laying on the announce table. His thought was maybe Danhausen was the one who cursed Johnny Gargano. That's why he's acting like that. Which, I mean, hey, it could be a possibility. I mean, the Johnny Gargano thing, we have to see where that goes because, like, he was alive and then he was, like, down and then he was down again. I don't know. But, yeah, they're doing the depression thing with Johnny Gargano. I know SmackDown for us was kind of meh this week. Hit it.
It was what it was.
It was what it was.
I'll say, I think Johnny Gargano's just riding out his contract.
Yeah, I mean,
title, United States title run.
I would love it. The IC title, like, or US title, or whatever title, like,
yes.
I would love to see him get some kind of thing. Like, to me, I remember and maybe you guys can back me up. The match that he had with Adam Cole was at, I think it was Stand and Deliver. It was originally supposed to be Gargano and Ciampa one more time.
Yeah.
And we got that amazing match with him and Cole.
Yeah, I think it was Stand and Deliver.
Exactly. The first time. And it was amazing. Like, and they gave him like a couple-week title run.
I mean, if you look at it even still, like the Wyatt 6 feud is still going on. We had Solo lose to Uncle Howdy, and then he got the lantern, then they kicked him by Big Talatonga, then he got the lantern back.
And did you notice Tama Tonga did it wearing his meta glasses?
I did notice that, yes. You know what? It's so funny. Like, we always just like shake our heads with SmackDown. Look, I am okay with Drew and Cody this week because I think that is kind of what saved the whole thing at the end of the Elimination Chamber with Randy Orton winning. We both have been saying it for weeks, all of us, that it's going to be a fatal four-way with Drew, Randy, Cody, and Fatu. And I think that's going to be the big one. Or make it a five-way, put Sammy in there. But,
you know, if you want to do something that's never been done before, and, you know, I'd made the argument for the IC title to be a ladder match.
Yeah.
We've never gotten a main title to be defended in a ladder match at WrestleMania.
That
never happened. And as I said on the Pile Driver Pundit that I recorded last night, she popped number 5.
4, 5, whatever.
I think realistically, Cody, safe bet. Randy, safe bet. Drew, safe bet. As I said it on my show, Jacob has it. He has that untangible it factor that the crowd loves. He's got a good story. Someone that had a rough beginning has turned it around and is kicking butt. He was never really huge, but look how he is jacked.
Very much so.
And honestly, if you're not going to put the title on him now, give him Money in the Bank.
Yes.
And I think people could say, well, what's your motivation for getting him in the title match? Well, you remember a couple years ago when Carlito turned heel by attacking Dragon Lee? You saw that security footage?
Yes.
What if you have it turn out that it was Cody that took out Jacob?
That has got to be the best thing because we need a heel.
Exactly. Like, and it doesn't need to be a super long heel run. It could just be, you know, Cody saying, I panicked. You know, I'm sorry. It was a mistake. But Cody needs a heel run for 1 year. Look at what the Bloodline did for Roman.
Yes.
Although he's still doing the acknowledge me bullshit. Like, motherfucker, you ain't got no goddamn tribe.
There's no tribe anymore. It's just you. It's
if
just
anybody in the WWE is the tribal chief, it's Solo Sikoa.
Yeah. I mean,
he is my tribal chief.
We love you, Solo.
We love you, Solo.
But speaking of love, we love ourselves some mommy. So let's play Ollie's clip, then we'll get into more of Raw. And here's what Ollie has to say about Rhea and Jade Cargill.
Here's Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill's shoot rivalry now explained. But first, let's get into what they actually said to each other. Firstly, Rhea just posted some stat about how she's competed for a title at every one of the last 7 WrestleManias with the caption, "Guess I'm that bitch," which is Cargill's catchphrase, of course. And Cargill responded to that with, "No boo, you were the second option. At me next time so I see it." Now, this is a reference to who Cargill was reportedly originally meant to face at Mania. This is Bianca Belair, but she's been out way longer than anyone thought because she's got this gruesome broken finger that's kept her out for like 10 months. She didn't come back at the Rumble. She didn't come back at the Chamber. So it seems like WWE have suddenly changed plans where Ripley and Io were probably going to do a tag title thing at Mania, but then Ripley was suddenly booked to drop those titles at SmackDown the night before the Chamber. Also, you've got the low ticket sales for WrestleMania, and WWE need those big matches. Ripley versus Cargill for the title is a bigger draw. So Ripley replied to that and said, "All you seem to do is talk And that's literally it, because in the 4 months since Cargill won her title, she's only had one title defense against Jordan Grace. And this is when Cargill appeared to step over a line. Talk like the hours you spend talking to creative. Now, this is probably one of the most damaging criticisms you can make of a modern wrestler. Back in the day, it was kind of a given that you would politic yourself to management and the writers to get a better spot on TV. But now the culture is a lot more everyone helps each other and you get ahead on merit rather than you politicking backstage, which is ironic because it's run by Triple H, who was the master politicker backstage. You got to remember, CM Punk and Roman Reigns, who are feuding into Mania right now, that is all based on Punk effectively saying management forced Roman to get over. These are serious things that really affect the wrestlers and how they're perceived by the fans, which is probably why Rhea flew off the handle. You're funny. That's funny. Now we know you really do be talking out of your ass because everything you say is bullshit. Don't spread lies on my name, you dumb bee. And Cargill responded to that. Hit dogs will holler. Holler, holler, holler. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven then kind of spoke up in Rhea Ripley's defense. Rhea Ripley drew a line under this on her Instagram stories, finally posting, "Not having fun, not friends, learn to work and never lie to defame someone's real human character by breaking the fourth wall." Now, this could all be the next series of Unreal, but Rhea's real-life husband, the AEW wrestler Buddy Matthews, reposted that last story, which implies that this is real, because an AEW wrestler helping boost a WWE storyline would be frowned upon over in AEW. Also, Body Slam has reported this is not a work, and WrestleVote's claimed there's currently heat on Cargill backstage. This is weirdly the second year in a row that the women's title has had a weird shoot element in it going towards Mania, because we had the Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair car crash last March. Oh, it's also juicy and spicy. Follow us for more wrestling spiciness. Here's Rhea Ripley.
Woo! Yeah.
There's a lot more to this, and unfortunately, I think Jade is kind of putting herself backing herself into this corner.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then what's going to happen is Triple H is probably going to take that title off of her even before WrestleMania.
That's my initial thought, too. I don't see her holding that title very long either.
You know, I think if the reports are true of her having a bad attitude, we've got what?
7 weeks.
7 weeks.
7 weeks to Mania, you know, so just over a month and a half.
Yeah.
They could do an injury angle where she drops the title to Rhea. Rhea could come and be like, you know what, bitch, I'm not waiting for WrestleMania. We're doing this now. Rhea gets hurt, or Jade gets hurt, and they pull her.
Mm-hmm.
She does come across as kind of egotistical because, you know, hey, look, brand new signee. She never went through NXT. She was immediately catapulted to the main roster. That's one option.
Yep.
But then there is a problem. How do you build a good match in 6 weeks? You know, say you do the match this Thursday, right? Reid and Jay and or Rhea and Jade.
Yep.
Rhea wins, and then who? Chelsea's not medically cleared as of yet. If she was, I would say do Rhea and not Jade, Rhea and Chelsea
Green,
and have Chelsea go over. Because see, here's the thing: I get she's supposed to be a heel, but the crowd loves her.
No, and that's without a doubt.
Exactly. The best ones are the ones that get over organically. Look at Mick Foley, for example.
Oh, yeah.
Mick Foley was never supposed to get over as Mankind, but he did it. And I know, Paul, you remember those vignettes from like 96, 97-ish with the interviews with Jim Ross, and where you saw the backstory of Mick Foley?
Yes.
Yeah.
You felt bad for him.
Michael, go to bed.
Thank you. What? Why are you telling me to go to bed? Because I'm trying to fix my photo, goddammit. It was bugging me. I'm sorry.
So you feel bad
That's
for
what
him.
happens when you get them a photo with a bunch of porn stars.
Good, I'm sorry.
This is your fault because this what you got him for his birthday.
You felt bad for people like that. Chelsea has gotten over so organically with the crowd. Like, I could see it. Have Rhea win the title now and then lose it to Chelsea. If that doesn't happen, I really think Rhea's probably gonna beat Chelsea for the title. Or not Chelsea, Jade for the title. And honestly, it needs to be a quick match. Like I think, as I've said it to you both, I think Jade has a lot of potential, but she can't do a long match.
No, not at all.
Tag match, yeah, she can do that.
She cannot do what Io and Rhea did. She cannot go 30 minutes in a match.
No.
You're lucky to get 10 solid minutes out of her, and then maybe a couple of minutes of lackluster stuff. But it didn't need to be that.
I will say this, you got Charlotte, Becky, Rhea, Bailey, Natty, Chelsea. You have so many women that are capable of having amazing matches. We said her name earlier. Ivy Nile could have a great match.
Yep.
But this is who they want because, again, Jade looks like $1 million. No one's denying that.
No.
So does Jordan Grace. But look at Jordan Grace pretty much carried her that match. I am sorry. I don't even care. I mean, you can say it however which way you want to, but Jordan Grace carried her that match. And
Jordan Grace scares the shit out of me.
Jordan Grace, who's been wrestling since she's a teenager, so she has more experience, and she's great. Like, you put someone against Jade like that. I mean, her and Naomi had a great match at WrestleMania, but that was
Can we please get Jonathan Gresham signed to WWE already?
Right?
Yes. Even if he doesn't really want to wrestle, have him as a coach. Like, that dude's got so much freaking knowledge. He'd be fucking perfect. But I could see Jade having an attitude. In a way, it really is a damn shame that Naomi is out. She's probably got to be 5-6 months in now at this point.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Thanks, Big Jim.
On that note, I gotta ask.
It was him. He did it
for The Rock.
For The Rock. He did it for the people.
Well, speaking of,
he did it with The Rock. You know what I'm saying? That's how she got pregnant, man. That's how he did. He gave her the rock. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. Jimmy Uso and LA Knight. Big Jim. Are y'all looking forward to the Usos against the Vision, or Seth Rollins and LA Knight against the Vision, or some sort of match with the Vision? I mean,
as of right now, you have Seth Rollins, no opponent. Now, common sense would say, Logan Paul and
Theory.
Who's the other cuckle fuck?
Austin Theory.
That's so you don't have enough people on the Vision side. They would need one more. You hear stories that Braun Breaker's trying to recuperate quicker, but at the same time,
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, are they going to try to do like a 6-man tag with Braun, Logan, and Theory against Seth and the Usos, or Seth, LA Knight? Yeah. But the problem is, I don't want LA Knight to be Brock Lesnar's opponent, because that was one of the rumors that he's going to be Brock Lesnar's opponent. Please don't. Please don't. Well, it makes sense because please don't.
I think as far as Gunther, your best option, of which there are two.
Yeah.
Just two. You got... Actually, I have three. Ilya Dragunov.
Yes.
They've had bangers at least twice in WWE.
Yep.
You have Obafemi, although part of me thinks that one would be a little too soon to do that one.
Yeah, or Oba and Brock if they
Gunther.
Gunther, yeah.
As far as Oba versus Brock, Do that at SummerSlam as Brock's retirement match.
Well, are you guys liking Oba and Rusev? It looks to be the Mania match.
I wouldn't hate
I
it.
don't mind it. I really don't mind it. I mean, you look at Oba Femi and you look at Rusev. And if you give Rusev the opportunity, if this is, and there have been reports, and I'm not going to state anything because the fact is that, you know, some people just kind of say stuff out of their asses and don't really talk to Rusev. I mean, don't really talk to Miro.
Michael.
But I mean, you got people who are saying Miro's pretty much on his way out because he's in his late 40s.
Yep. And
that he's pretty much finishing up his this will be his final contract with WWE. You got people saying that he wants to retire in WWE. That's more or less the reason why he came back. And we don't know. We honestly don't know where the hell this is all going to go. We can only speculate and, you know, pretty much assume everything. And as they say, the mother of all fuck ups is assumption. So,
yep, amen to that. And I mean,
you know,
I
think the issue here with Rusev Day is I could see him retiring, you know, within the next couple of years because he's in his 40s. I think 40.
He's in his late 40s. I think he's 47.
40s? Okay.
47 or 48.
Maybe.
But he looks good for being 47 or 48.
Rusev is only 40. Yeah, Rusev is 40.
I thought he was older than that. Goddamn. I'm sorry, brother. I'm aging the fuck out of you. You know what? My apologies, Miro. You know what? Please do not come and whoop my ass. I'll send you over to Michael Larkin's house, okay?
Thanks a lot.
I appreciate Rusev Day.
I think you could easily, if he wants to retire, have him train.
That'd be cool.
You know, you could have him work. You could have him work with some of the foreign-born prospects and get them kind of ready for the American style of things. I think the smart money, if I'm booking it, like if I bought out WWE today, I would bring in Aiden English and have him announce for Rusev. Bring back Rusev Day. Because that was something that should never have gotten over, but the crowd loved it. Vince hated it when things didn't get over. And you know what? You know who else hates that? Triple H.
Yep. Whew. Speaking of Vince and things getting over, I have to bring this up since we mentioned the great Chris Statlander.
Oh, you mean his car crash?
Oh, God. So.
Oh, saucy and cheesy.
Yes. So Chris Statlander was on the Chris Van Vliet podcast on Insight. So she said that her and Carissa Rivera, a.k.a. Elektra Lopez, were supposed to be named Saucy and Cheesy for their SmackDown appearance in 2019 when they wrestled the Iconics. Iconic!
The Inspiration!
Originally, the team name was supposed to be the Brooklyn Pizza Connection, and we were supposed to be named Saucy and Cheesy. I don't know if she was saucy or cheesy. We never got that far, but those were the options. Then it was the Brooklyn Bells, and then just used our first names. But I was like, that would have been iconic to have been either saucy or cheesy, and my only match there was a tag title match. So what a way to go in and go right away. But then now I have the tag titles at AEW to go for, and maybe I'll be saucy or cheesy or garlic or oregano, something like that.
I love her humor. Fuck, man, that was funny.
If she does that, if she goes for a tag title, she needs to incorporate that name into one of her moves.
Saucy and cheesy, baby.
The saucy and cheesy slam.
Call it the cheesy Rana.
The cheesy Rana.
Oh yeah, with a little bit of sauce on it because it was saucy.
Saucy. Another thing I have to mention on the AEW side.
Please don't. No, we're not talking about him.
There is nothing for Dave.
We are not talking about him. Michael Larkin, we are not talking about him.
Well, we're not talking about Dave. I was going to bring up AEW for a second here. Nothing to do with Dave. So 2 other matches that were announced for AEW Revolution. So the card thus far is MJF and Hangman in the Texas Death Match, FTR against the Young Bucks, Moxley and Takeshita, and a no time limit match for the AEW Continental title. Andrade El Idolo against Bandito, and it looks like we're going towards the realm of Swerve against Brody King. Nope. You're not a fan of that?
I'm not totally against it.
Mm-hmm.
So MJF versus Hangman, we've seen it before. It's literally Cody versus MJF again.
Cody and Jericho.
Wasn't it Cody and MJF?
No, it was Cody and Jericho when they
Who
did the
fuck cares? Who fuck cares? I don't. It's 11 o'clock. What do you want?
Do you know where your child is?
Do you know where your children are?
I don't know.
I don't know. But speaking of AEW, it's been reported by Fightful and confirmed by Sean Ross Sapp that Lady Frost's AEW contract, will be expiring on April 1st.
Yep.
Frost, whose real name is Brittany Ray Stedding, made her professional wrestling debut actually in a squash match against Asuka in 2018.
Yeah.
She basically had the one-off match. She left, joined the indie circuit, went to Atomic Championship Wrestling.
In Florida, yeah.
Yeah, and then she did Chikara also. She went to AEW the first time, NWA, TNA Impact at the time. She went to CMLL, then back to the AEW and ROH, which is where she's at right now. And she's bouncing back and forth between that and CMLL. So I know they say age is just a number. Mrs. Frost is currently 40 years old. According to Wikipedia, her birthday is March 14th. And so when her contract expires, she will be 41. Where should she go?
Either back to TNA or give the WWE run a little shot in NXT.
I am under the assumption that she may actually call it a career. Mm-hmm. But if I am a betting man, and I would love to be a betting man on a lot of women, because a lot of times on a lot of wrestlers, a lot of times I'm usually wrong, but I would say yes, go to WWE, have a nice have a nice run, make that money down in NXT, and you may never know, she might actually get up to the main roster.
Here's the thing too. Did you see who they also quietly signed that really didn't get attention? So AEW signed Ashanti the Adonis, who was
months ago.
And,
apparently,
yes. Yeah. I mean, good for Ashanti the Adonis, I guess. Whatever the hell that they're going to do with him, I don't know, but okay. Sure.
Hit row.
Did you see that? I know this was about a month ago, but did you see that Jazz actually signed with WWE?
Yes, she's a coach now, right?
Yeah, she's a coach down at the Performance Center. I didn't even know that. I just barely, but that came across my freaking
Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I'll put her in the Hall of Fame because she's damn near good. Good.
Honestly, who in another time, who I think she would have had a banger with?
Oh,
Rhea.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Now,
Jazz is somebody, going back and watching some of her matches over the weekend, the chick could really fucking go.
I mean, ask friggin' Jason from friggin' ECW and just her early run in WWE from 01 to 04. Also, did you guys see, now I have to put this into perspective as well. You mentioned the Hall of Fame. The Undertaker announced that Demolition finally is going into the Hall of Fame.
Finally.
I'm happy about it.
Someone
joked and said, why don't you put Crush in it too? Because he was a part of Demolition.
As somebody who grew up in that time period,
yes,
you were either a Demolition fan or a LOD fan. I wasn't a Demolition fan just because they had a cool look. They had a freaking kick-ass theme, which was also done by Rick Derringer, who did Hulk Hogan's theme.
Here comes the axe. Here comes the smasher.
And they were just different. It's and they've had their issues with WWE in the past, and they're not young pups anymore. Axe looks like he's probably in his mid-70s. Smash, aka Barry Darso, aka the Repo Man.
Repo Man.
Looks like he's probably in his 60s, I'd say.
I'm actually going to see this now. So, Barry Darso, aka Boop Smash, is 66. And Axe, good old Bill Eadie, is 78.
Wow.
So if you're going to do it, because honestly, guys, I'll say it, I am so tired of seeing talent go in after they're dead. Macho Man should have gone in when he was alive.
We got that great speech from Lanny Poffo, I will say that, but still.
Who, God bless Lanny Poffo's soul.
Yes.
Put him in.
Yeah, Lanny's not in yet.
I think what they're going to do is they're going to kind of keep it short because of the last time. Remember, Triple H sat there up there for like an hour and a half just talking.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure we're going to get the same thing from AJ and Stephanie McMahon. So
those are going to be long ones. I think the Demolition one will be short.
I think they learned from Mr. T's experience.
I love my mama.
Excuse me if I talk about my mama for a moment.
My mama.
You mentioned the WWE Hall of Fame. Let's talk about that. It's actually moving from where it was.
Okay.
It's moving to the Dolby Live. I believe it's the Dolby Live Theater at the MGM Park, which is housed right next to New York, adjacent from the T-Mobile Arena. Dolby Live is actually the second largest theater in Las Vegas at 5,200 seats. And of course, the ceremony will take place Friday after an hour after SmackDown at 9 p.m. Pacific time, midnight your time. So you're going to be hearing these speeches all the way up until 2 in the morning, probably.
Woo!
So
go to sleep and watch it in the morning.
What is it with the fact that Undertaker seems to be like the Hall of Fame guy now?
That's the thing. That's his new thing. He's going to come
Oh,
announce.
I know.
Well,
you know what?
The
Mark Calloway is the one that's doing this, so I know they want to portray him as the Undertaker, but hey,
Well, we got Undertaker.
Speaking of Mark,
so we'll play the Michael Hayes clip. So the Undertaker on 6 Feet Under had Michael P.S. Hayes on, and he said this about Chelsea Green. I'll just say, I'll put my 2 cents in. I think she's underutilized. I think she, without a doubt, with just a hair more mean streak, I think she could be a top player. She has that thing, that it thing. She does have that factor. I think there's a lot of great things coming for that young lady. I'm a big fan of hers. Shout out to friggin' Taker. Shout out to Mark Calloway on that one. But then we get the other side of the coin, which is Michael P.S. Hayes. And this is what Michael P.S. Hayes had to say on 6 Feet Under with Undertaker. I feel that the people that support Chelsea now, if we started pushing her, would fade because she's getting the push from the machine. So here is what Michael Hayes had. So that was Michael Hayes on Chelsea Green and The Undertaker with the praise. So, Paul, since you are the dead man of RWT, can you please tell us what you thought about what Taker said and then go into what Michael Hayes had to say?
No, let me talk with Michael Hayes. Michael Hayes, you are so full of shit.
Oh.
Your eyes are fucking brown.
Damn.
I didn't say Michael Larkin. I said Michael Hayes.
Michael Hayes. Michael P.S. Hayes.
I'm sorry, but you organically happening for people to get over. You are so totally out of touch, and I have to say this because they don't care what we think and they don't care what we say, and that is true. That is so totally true. They don't give a damn. Because we're fucking nobody to them. I mean, and quite frankly, what makes it even fucking worse is like we are the fans. We are the ones who invest in these companies, and invest in these wrestlers, whether it be merchandise or attending shows. We are invested in them, and it's us sitting here talking about them. We invest in them. But what makes it even fucking worse is that she is so fucking over, and they just don't want to push her for for those reasons and whatever other fucking godforsaken reasons that they don't want to push her. And Mark shout out to Undertaker for actually making the comment that if you guys aren't going to do anything with her, I could do something with her.
Like, he could put her in AAA and like her against every woman on there. Luchadoras would be amazing.
Lady Flamer
would be awesome.
And she would work her ass off with her.
Give me some catchy.
Yeah. Any of them. Any of the women down there.
You know,
Lola Weiss, she would work with her. It doesn't matter. And quite frankly, that's the worst part, is that why does she have to go somewhere else in order to get appreciated?
Exactly.
Why? That would be like her going back to NXT, and that would be like her going back to NXT because Shawn Michaels would know what to do with her. Shawn Michaels would know that he could put her over and put her over big time with everybody there.
Yep. Daniel, your thoughts on Mark Calloway and what he had to say in Michael P.S. Hayes?
So, kind of seems to be like Michael Hayes tried to backtrack what he said before.
Yep.
Like, he tried to say, it was like, well, I think she's good. Bitch, no the fuck you don't. We fucking told your ass. Now, having said that, if you recall in season 1 of episode of
Unreal.
That bullshit.
Keep up.
He said that.
He said Uncaged. All right. Episode number 1, season 1 is Uncaged. All right. Cheap pop number like
episode. They came up with the idea of having Chelsea Green come in as a number 30 Royal Rumble entrant. But as she's getting ready to walk down the aisle, the last two in the ring throw themselves out.
Yes.
Meaning literally she won by not having to do anything. And you can't tell me, as corny as it would be, and there's not a lot of characters that would work for, but her crowd would love it.
Yes. I agree.
Whether she could win Money in the Bank and people would be happy. She could win the Royal Rumble and people, that she would get a pop.
Exactly.
You can't tell me that woman couldn't get over with the character that she has right now. And even if you take what Undertaker said, and she does have a little bit of a mean streak, and she does have a little bit of an angry side. Hell, you could even get her over as a face, and not quite so much of a heel, but still be a face. And people would love her.
It's so funny as we're talking, like we mentioned the anniversary with Jade and Shaq for AEW. Like, we just came upon the 9-year anniversary of the Laurel Van Ness Braxton Sutter wedding that spiraled into that Laurel Van Ness character, the angry bride, the drunken bride, after all of that, and the crazy Laurel Van Ness character with the friggin' dirty ass friggin' wedding dress and everything. Like, she played that character to a T for the friggin' year and a half that character got in TNA. That was some of the best television and comedic television of that Knockouts division. The girl's got it. She can kill it in whatever she does. And I truly hope one day we do get a title friggin' run with her. Doesn't even matter, face or heel, whether she's AAA, whatever. She fucking delivers. So let's give her the praise and the love that she deserves. Michael Hayes.
Michael Hayes.
Michael P.S. Hayes.
Triple H and Umanga.
Yeah. So, with that being said, before we talk about Raw and the main one that everybody wants to talk about, the CM Punk Roman Reigns thing, before I believe
that was not the main event, Michael.
The Pentagon. All right. But main thing is, we're going to talk about Brody Lee Jr. and Joey Janela. So it was announced for Joey Janela's spring break in Las Vegas on April the 17th that Joey Janela will be taking on 14-year-old Brody Lee Jr. in the main event. And Brody Lee Jr. and Joey Janela had a great promo. Brody Lee Jr. pretty much challenged him to a match, and Joey Janela sprack back, and this is what we got from that exchange.
Spring break, but this year I want you to keep working.
Joey, I didn't say I want to wrestle anybody. I want to wrestle you at spring break.
Kid, you have a wild imagination. I'll see you in 4 years. Ladies and gentlemen, Brody Lee Jr.
Are you scared that I'm gonna embarrass you like I did at spring break last year?
Brody, let's go. You're 14. You're crazy, kid. Let's go.
You know, how about you stop being Megan Bay's bitch and you accept my challenge?
What? Damn. So that was Joey Janela pile driving a 14-year-old. I got to tell you, Brody Lee Jr., for such a young age, he is going to do and amplify and live on with his father's legacy and do his father proud. That kid has some great facials. He has great speech. I mean, again, he's only 14, but for someone so young, he's going to do well. And I mean, Joey Janela is going to protect him. I'm sure that's going to be a fun match. I got to say, I dug it. I dug
Michael, acknowledge the fact that he has 2 trainers.
He does. Isn't that a Tyson kid, TJ Wilson and Natalia? Isn't he been training with them?
Yes, he has.
Hot damn. That boy's going to be doing the damn thing. I cannot wait. Your thoughts, Paul?
He's going to put
to my company.
No, it's going to be interesting. I mean, I'll be in Vegas. I may actually check this out.
Daniel, your thoughts on Joey Janela and Brody Lee Jr.?
It's good.
I like that he did that little promo. I like that. I loved it.
Don't kill him, please.
Please don't kill him. Whew.
I think
Well,
we'll probably see it night after Mania.
yeah,
That would be interesting.
that would be very interesting.
So, I don't know if you guys know this, but Karrion Kross is not signed.
I know. I did see that. I was happy to see him win the MLW title and give it to his mom. I thought that was cool.
He is a per appearance deal.
Yes.
It'll be interesting if he pops up back in WWE. I'll tell you that much.
Very
What
much.
if you have him lead the Vision?
That would be cool. I like that. There's so many different ways to go with it. And I think the way also we'll go to it next is, of course, CM Punk and Roman Reigns. They're adding some spice to it. They're adding some flavor. The promo that these two cut this week, punk ass bitch. Everything that went into this was fantastic. And like he mentioned there, Seth Rollins taking out Paul Heyman, the infamous chair shot that set that to Roman when they turned on the Shield. I'm really looking forward to this. He mentioned his father. He mentioned Sika, and he's going to bury him next to his father. Cold line. I honestly, I think these two promos, these two face-offs between the two, I'm looking forward to the match. What did you guys think of the promo? And Paul, I'll start with you. Hit me.
You know what's interesting is that promo seemed to. I can pinpoint the moment when CM Punk looked at him and he was going to say the line, and you could see the look on his face like, I can't believe I'm going to say this. And I have no doubt that he went to Roman Reigns first before, and I'm hoping that he didn't go off the rails with it and just, say it.
Yeah.
But man, that was just one of those vicious fucking lines. And I know a lot of times they say don't go after someone's family, but man, it made for good TV. And no doubt it was gonna be something that people are now going to be like, I'm excited for this match. But you also have to look at it as what's going to happen next week. What is Roman Reigns going to be there next week to have a response? Because you need that. You can't just let Roman go 2-3 weeks without saying nothing, without no promo, no nothing. Even if it's an interview that was pre-recorded, but you need something from him. I would much rather it be in the ring because I don't think a recording would do justice, but you need Roman Reigns in that ring, whether it's with CM Punk or whether it's him by himself. You need him in that ring to have some sort of face-to-face with the audience.
I think when you had what CM Punk did this weekend with Finn Balor, which was an incredible matchup, and the slow turn of Finn Balor as we go towards WrestleMania, and what we saw in Raw with Penta winning the IC title, I think going into this Roman feud, it kind of reminds you of, look at 2006 when Randy Orton talked about Rey Mysterio and Eddie's down there in hell, or Michael Cole talking about Jerry Lawler after the week after his mama died going into WrestleMania in 2011. Stuff like that gives great heat. I mean, then you had Paige talking about Reid when Paige and Charlotte Flair had that feud. And Brie Bella telling Nikki Bella, I wish you died in the womb. So, I mean, stuff like that really does resonate with people. And I think it just added that little spice, that little flavor on top. Like, it makes you see Punk and Reigns. But like you mentioned, if we don't get a response, not 3 weeks after the fact, then it just is like, why we even do it? Go ahead, Daniel.
I'm going to just say it. For people that are fucking bitching about it,
yeah,
y'all would not have survived the Attitude Era.
Or the Territory days, nonetheless. Not even the Attitude Era, the Territory days.
And I think there was one where I think Terry Funk and I think it was Ric Flair or Terry Funk and somebody else, that somebody had said something to him about his grandfather passing away or somebody in his family dying. And then it like threw frickin' Terry Funk over the edge, and he was so like had like this ravaged anger in him, and he was like, I'm gonna murder you in the ring. And now mind you could say murder somebody in the ring and it'd be like, no, nobody bats an eye. Right. But now it's like, oh my god, now you're gonna really legit now.
I'll go 20 years.
You're at that point to where you just mentioned the one with Eddie, and Randy talking about that guy right there.
Yep.
You see that? You see that same guy. But getting at Rey Mysterio and telling him, yeah, he's in hell and he's doing this, and his family and blah blah blah, and it's like you want it to hype up the match, but at the same time, where is there a line that you cross?
I always go back, like you mentioned Terry Funk, like 2006 when Terry Funk and Tommy Dreamer went at Mick Foley and Edge going into that one night stand. When Terry Funk was trying to get Mick to hit him, and he goes, hey, Foley, your children are bastards. Hey, Foley, your wife's a whore. Hey, Foley, the WWE sucks. And then he hits him, and then he goes into this big brawl. Like, stuff like that, like Terry Funk and Mick Foley going back to 06. Like, that was perfect. But, yeah, that was what we got. And I think that was the perfect cherry on top for the end of Raw. Well,
I think you can definitely have those segments where you're like, oh my god, I can't believe we just said that.
Yeah.
And like people are surprised that Punk did this. Do y'all not remember his feud with Undertaker from Mania a couple years back?
With the Paul, no disrespect, and he drops the urn and then he pours the ashes on him. Yep. I mean, look at his indie stuff, you know. I hope
And he didn't. He said in an interview he did not want to do that, and it took Taker and Paul Bear's family being like, "Yeah, it's okay." He would have done this.
look at his indie run. I hope your parents die to that kid. I mean, we can even go back to You're a Whore from the days.
You have a vagina.
You have a vagina. That stuff even too. So he knows what he's doing. And I mean, that right there, I cannot wait to hear Roman's response. But
play the clip of Tommy Dreamer I just sent you. I mean, you need to hear you. I mean, I said it. You need to hear something else other than a video. You need something else for them.
It took the air out of that building. I can't believe my baby face, a guy that I'm cheering during this promo, just went there. But just these back and forth jabs, barbs at each other, making this situation very, very real. And everything that CM Punk has stated about Roman, it's true because of their past history. Was it too much? I always say no in wrestling. Nothing is ever too much. Listen, this match already has me. At the end of the day, I did feel CM Punk got the best of Roman Reigns, but I also think the fans started leaning to Roman Reigns just because of that exit and that dig line. It was like, man, you didn't have to go there, and you did.
that is the perfect way to describe it. It's the baby face. You think, okay, he's responded back to Roman, calling him just, a punk ass bitch and acknowledged me the whole nine. And then you didn't have to go there, man. Come on. You're going to mention his father? Really? Really? Okay. All right. Shit's about to pop off. Shit's on.
And then, you need a face and you need a heel in this match. And who is the perfect heel in this match?
Yeah,
it's never going to be Roman. I am sorry. No matter which way you want to spin this, Roman Reigns, even though, yes, he has heel tendencies, he is just never going to be a heel, a true heel. You know that, and I know that. So who is the best person to be the heel in this match? It has to be CM Punk.
I mean,
I'll go back to something that Bully Ray said this morning. If you look at what CM Punk did, I'll say next week they're in front of each other in the ring. Punk comes in, says, "Hey, look, I'm sorry. I went over the line. I shouldn't have said what I said." And immediately Roman comes back and says, "I don't give a damn what the hell you said. And when it comes to the match, I'm going to whoop your ass, and I'm going to whoop your ass not only for me, but I'm going to do it for my father."
Boom. And you have it.
And make it as much as it's like he doesn't accept his apology. And he's just saying, "Fuck you, I'm going to come after you, and I'm going to beat your ass worse than you say that you want to beat my ass, and I'm going to bury your ass in this match, period."
It reminds me of CM Punk in 09 when he's feuding with Jeff Hardy and he's talking about, how many drug tests I've failed? 0. And going at Jeff and just everything from when he first turned heel there. I mean, we could even go back to friggin' making fun of the Big Show and saying, you're a loser and nobody likes you. Going after John Cena and telling him that you're what you always hated, the New York Yankees. He has that way just to get that friggin' notch and that hatred and that friggin' pent up aggression at you. So I think in weeks to come, we're going to see a very interesting build towards WrestleMania in that match. But last topic, we got to talk because we do have a build. I didn't even realize that we have a show this Saturday, but NXT has Vengeance Day this Saturday. I'll run through the card. We do have 5 matches announced. It's Joe Hendry and Ricky Saints for the NXT Championship. Izzy Damon Tatum Paxley for the NXT Women's North American Championship. Lola Vice versus Kailani Jordan in an NXT Underground match. Blake Monroe versus Jada Parker in a street fight. And Tony D goes one-on-one with Dion Lennox. Every match on this card has a story to it. We saw Blade turn into the Glamour, different clothing as she's worn before. That's going to be fun. Tony D getting that one-on-one match finally with Dion Lennox after Dark State took him out. I think Kalani being trained by Shayna Baszler tonight on NXT really highlighted the importance of that match, which I thought was so cool. What was the other one we mentioned there?
Ricky Saints against Joe Hendry.
That one has a lot of potential. Izzy and Tatum. If you don't,
Izzy and Tatum. Oh my God, the history.
And also the friggin' sit down this time when she was telling her how she's unlovable and nobody cares about her. I want Tatum to finally put the nail in the coffin, have her beat Izzy. It doesn't matter. It doesn't hurt if Izzy loses, but I think it's Tatum to shine there. I think that would be sweet.
I do too. I think you give this woman the opportunity to shine and stop letting her be a failure in the company. I mean, and literally in NXT, that's literally what I get it. You want to build them up. You want to continually build up the story, continually make it something. And I mean, even if you get to what the hell's the NXT event for Stand and Deliver? When you get to Stand and Deliver, you want to make it be like that exclamation point in this feud. Because you've had this feud going on for a little more than a year since they were in the culling together. So I want it to culminate, if not at Vengeance, let it culminate at Stand and Deliver.
I think when you also see someone like a Tony D, even in that match, Tony D and Deion Lennox, Tony D, he's more serious now. He's not doing the mob thing. And he's not doing the Godfather thing. It's most of the Soprano thing even. It's one of those things where he has an edge. Deion Lennox is getting the shine that he is because remember he used to just wear the glasses and he was like that bookworm nerd character. He was just there. And ever since Dark State started, that's really amplified him. So I'm curious to see if we have Tony win or we wait till Stand and Deliver, much like Tatum and Izzy. But that one has really caught my eye. I know, Daniel, I want to get you to comment because I know you've been enjoying this new version of Tony D.
Let me put it to you this way.
Yes.
The mob gimmick had run its course.
Yes.
You know, I have been arguing to bring Tony D up to the main roster for the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I think he's ready to go.
Yeah.
But this gimmick is working. It's kind of like when Mox first debuted in ECW,
AEW,
wherever. It kind of a mix of that and then someone from like New Japan who's just showing up to prove he's the best. And I like it.
I think also, too, when you have, I'll even go to the Blake Monroe, Jada Parker thing. This just came out of nowhere after she lost the North American title. Thea Hale beat her in the speed tournament. She cost her that. They only had one match together where Jada Parker, really kind of, they just brawled. So I think what they need to do here is, this is another one I think it's going to go to Stand and Deliver. But you have to have Blake win here because she's doing the glamour gimmick. They all showcase that darkness, the woman from hell, if you will. I know it's been kind of soon, but are you guys enjoying the Blake Monroe, Jada Parker thing? I mean, Jada's over like Rover right now. And tonight she told her she's insecure and that she's a mediocre bitch. Oh, the friggin' words and the fists were flying, man. I really enjoyed it tonight.
If you're going to get past this match, if this is going to be the topper of between these two, yeah, or if you want to make sure they get to Stand and Deliver, then what needs to happen is that Blake Monroe will probably end up on the main roster shortly after WrestleMania. Right. If that's where the culmination is going to be at. If not, then you need to put the main title on this woman because she has that it factor for her. And eventually, I think they will get there. I eventually think that Sean is already in the kitchen cooking up his, whatever he's cooking up. But Blake Monroe has learned that WWE system, and I believe that she has every opportunity to hit up that main roster and hit it up and run with it. And I think she should go straight to SmackDown and not Raw.
What say you, Daniel? What do you think about Blake Monroe and Jada Parker? I do like that. I think she would fit in much better.
And Jada should go to SmackDown.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan Grace is already on there. I'd love to see her and the Muscle Muffin do their thing again. That would be fire. What say you, Daniel? What are your thoughts on Blake Monroe?
Jada's clearly not ready. I like
Are we
Jada.
Are we talking about ring? She's not ready, or
I'm
are we
not, I
talking
mean,
about- or Blake.
Jada, I don't think it's necessarily ready to be called up to the main. Not just yet. I would give it maybe SummerSlam. So many other people are ready to go.
I think Tony D's ready to go. I think Tony D. I think once you get past this dark state part of his program, I think that could be somebody that can debut the Monday Night Raw after Mania, or the Raw after Mania, or the SmackDown after Mania. One of the two. I don't care, because no matter which show he goes on, I believe that man has that it factor. With this character, I think he's carried it very, very well, and I think he can excel it on the main roster.
I mean, I feel bad for poor Luca Crucifino. I know he's going back to law school and doing his thing there. I mean, you have something with Stax doing the birthright thing and our everything with Lexis King, Ariana Grace, what's his face from Chase U, not Kel Dixon, the other one, Uriah Connors. There we go. Into my head. Uriah Connors. Like, they have something going with who was in the D'Angelo family. Unfortunately, poor Rizzo is still hurt. But I'm looking forward to seeing that direction too, because there's so many talents there. And I mean, the one tonight, like I mentioned, Shayna Baszler and that whole dynamic with Kalani Jordan. I think this is going to be the sleeper, man. Lola Vice back in the underground. Kalani Jordan's going to do her thing. I think after that, and they focus tonight on, her hand, and then the doctor's like telling her, don't do this. He goes, I'll be fine. I think if you're going to get this over, Kailani and her match Lola Vice has to get her. What are your guys' thoughts on Lola and Kailani and the fact that it's now an NXT Underground match?
3 simple words. Please don't die.
I like your style, Daniel. Paul, what say you on Lola Vice and Kailani in the Underground?
I love that they're going to do this, and I love that they're going to have this type of match in WWE or in NXT. But I think the underground matches have already ran their course. I mean, if you want to have it on an episode of NXT, fine. But the underground matches, just start doing like no holds barred matches, or at least if you're going to put them in the ring in some type of NXT underground match, do it in the ring. Leave the damn ropes on so we aren't wasting our time in between, trying to pass the time by talking to everybody. Just let them go out there, beat the shit out of each other inside the ring. If they throw each other through the ropes, they're fine. They throw each other through the ropes. Just let it happen. Stop trying to glorify it like you need to take the ropes off and shit.
And die. Well, you know what it's going to be. They're going to do their thing, and then the ropes are going to be, somebody's going to dive onto the people on the outside. That's the normal spot within this match. But I'm looking forward to it. I think we've seen her and Natty. We've seen her and Shayna. Like, every one of them has just been awesome with the MMA talent featured. So, Dan, your thoughts on Lola and Kailani?
I love me some Lola Vice.
Don't we all? Same with Mr. Iguana. Shh. And finally, Joe Hendry and Ricky Saints. I think it's too early for Ricky to win it back. I think Joe is going to keep it. But I've been enjoying it. I mean, tonight they did the Ricky Saints Experience, the concert, and he was just saying how bad Joe Hendry is, and then Joe Hendry came in and smacked him with the guitar. Look, Joe Hendry just got it. I'm very happy for Joe because I think he's a prominent part of the brand, and his character from where he is to where he is now is awesome. Ricky Saints is another one. Ever since turning heel, he's back to being stroke daddy again, so I'm glad to see that. I think these two are going to do their thing, but I think it's too early for Joe Hendry to lose it. But I like the direction they're going. What say you? What do you think, Paul, Joe Hendry and Ricky Saints?
I think he's probably going to lose it at Stand and Deliver, and I don't think this is a long run for Joe Hendry because I think eventually what's going to happen is that Raw after Mania or SmackDown after Mania, that's where he's going to end up at. This was just a brief stint, a brief run for him in NXT. But at the same time, I still feel like they need stars down there. And I still think that they need to develop new people down there. So bringing one of them up, whether it be Ricky Saints or whether it be Joe Hendry, which I think the latter of the two would be, going up.
Yeah.
Ricky Saints has the ability to bring out new people, and it gives him his own platform. It gives him his own show, and it allows him to just flourish in NXT.
Whew. Now, with that being said, we have a lot of flourishing talents, and I agree with you. We need more star power for the title picture. I love who they got. I love that Miles Bourne is now being pushed to his prominence. But dang it, man. Dan, your thoughts. Joe Hendry and Ricky Saints, what are you thinking?
It'll be a fun match. I think Joe Hendry gets the nod for me. I think he just got like a week or two ago. It'd be silly to take off him now.
I agree, man. And and that is Vengeance Day. A lot has been going on in the world of professional wrestling. We gave you the news, we gave you the notes, and we gave you a whole lot of, if you will. I'm really looking forward to see the outcome of NXT.
And I'll pay you.
I'll pay you. I love you all. I think that really solidifies professional wrestling right now. We have so many more events coming. We have Revolution coming from AEW. Then we have, is there anything else in March from WWE? I think we're off to just WrestleMania after that. I think we're just after WrestleMania. I think the only thing really have to coming up next is Revolution. And Reina de Reinas. I'm looking forward to seeing.
Oh yeah, that's another one. That's gonna be an interesting one.
I'm looking forward to El Grande Americano against the OG El Grande Americano. But yeah, there's a lot going on. But we are here to talk that with you, and we love what we do. So with that being said, baby boo, we will see you in the next edition of the RWT podcast. We hope you enjoy. We hope you listen. And we hope you listen to our stupidity while I can't get a fucking picture up on my goddamn wall. Paul telling me to go to bed. Daniel is just very, piss poor on professional wrestling. By the way, did you know that Daniel has a show called The Pile Driver Pundit, G-Pop number 6? So there's a lot to talk about from these amazing, great people. And we also have a show that is going to be out this week. This show, as well as episode 4 of Uncaged, AWA, Super Clash 3.
Oh, Michael,
you're welcome, by the way.
I do need to ask you this simple question.
What's that?
Given that the build for WrestleMania has been, for lack of a better term, ass.
Yes.
Please inform our viewers, how did we get here?
All right. Well, you see, the fact of the matter is this. We had AJ Lee beat Becky Lynch at Elimination Chamber, but now we're not even going to get that because of the fact that we're going to see who's going to win this gauntlet match. And then also the fact that we got Brock Lesnar coming out of mothballs talking about we need an open challenge, and he's going to face whoever's going to face him. Then Brock Lesnar's going to be back, then he's not going to be back. CM Punk and Roman Reigns has history for over 12 plus years. And then also we got the fact that Jade Cargill, who's been sucking, and now she's taking on Rhea, and she's probably going to lose because she's got a stank attitude. And then we also got the fact that we got Stephanie Vaquer and Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan cut this amazing promo on Raw this week where she was just absolutely badassery and just overall vengeance and just overall passion within her voice. And Stephanie Vaquer, is Stephanie Vaquer. So that is how we got here. And that is a perfect way to end the RWT podcast. So, Paul, where can we follow you on social media? The floor is yours.
Great run, Mr. Michael Larkin, with the rundown. I am the Dead Man of RWT. Of course, you can find me on the RWT Facebook page, which the link will be down below. Also, the link down below will also be my link tree. And there you can find all my social medias. And, of course, you can find this fine show and, of course, my YouTube channel, which I have nothing on it. Well, I have a lot of old stuff on there, but I will be starting to put a lot more stuff on there. And as far as the RWT podcast on both Twitter and IG. So, Mr. God damn it, what the hell's your name? Oh, Daniel Crimmins. That's your name. I'm sorry, my brother. You thought you were asleep. Man, look, my brother from another mother. Where can we find you, sir? Oh, and I will be on the pundit with this guy one day because you know what? He just wants me there.
Also, happy birthday, Paul's dad.
I'll get there.
Happy birthday, Paul, Dad.
Happy birthday, Dad.
As many of y'all know, I did record an episode of The Pundit last night.
You did?
Good episode.
You did?
I was up till approximately 12:30, 1 o'clock recording the goddamn thing. I'm exhausted. 8 o'clock.
You don't look
early.
exhausted.
No.
You look energized.
You know when that'll happen right as I get in bed, because that's always the way of it.
You look like Billy Bob Thornton in Bad Santa.
I thought you were going to see Billy Bob Thornton in Armageddon.
That
one too.
Or you could be Mr. Woodcock. What, the Woodcock pizza? What's next? The Hitler calzone? Like, come on, man.
So just as a random aside,
Yes.
I was watching TikTok and I got onto like disaster talk and they were talking about like asteroid. And someone's like, why don't they just send up a drill through it and the plant a nuke? And someone said, you're talking about the plotline of Armageddon. Well, yeah, I mean, it's got to work. I said, I'm sure it was an idea somewhere, and someone probably thought, yeah, no, absolutely not.
It's like she's watching Step Brothers. Is this the plot to Good Will Hunting? No, this sounds a lot like the plot to Good Will Hunting. Anyway, my best friend's Ben Affleck. Anyway, go ahead, Daniel. I'm sorry.
I mean, there's a lot of good wrestling coming out this week. I'm also recording another episode on Friday.
Yeah.
First hands look at WWE 2K26. I'm going to go in with an open mind. Not like some of these other creators. They did change a bit, but I'm okay with that. We got the OG Hacksaw Jim Duggan. I was hoping more for like the Big Boss Man, or not Hacksaw Jim Duggan, I'm sorry, Big Boss Man. I was kind of hoping for OG Big Boss Man, where he shows up as like pile driver.
All right. Links will be in the description for the Pile Driver Pundit. And you can also see Dan do his thing on the TSK, which will also be in the description. TSK, too sweet, me boys. Also, if you want to check out yours truly, it's S&M Network shows on the YouTube front. Please subscribe.
No Pornhub.
No Pornhub. You can also get the RWT podcast, Deep Into the Heart of Wrestling, Uncaged, AWA Super Clash coming out. We also...
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, it's all right. Stephen, Mike...
I'm making it up to you. Look, I actually making it up to you because I actually changed which one I wanted to see next. So
yeah,
look, I'm giving you something that at least you guys will be like, oh my God, that one was better than the last one.
Thank God we're watching Chi-Town Rumble. Thank fucking God. We also got Pop Culture on the Mike of Mike LFC podcast, LFCfights.com, StephenMikeShow.com, SM Show 1, MCL92 on Twitter, and Larkin_92 and MLarkinMB on Instagram. Y'all, this has been a fun show as always. We will see you after NXT Vengeance Day. We'll see you next week, and we will just see you to be seeing you because we love you. So, for Paul Morales, for Daniel Crimmins, my name is Mike.
Guys.
We'll see you later. Bye, guys. And
Bye,
Dad.
no, he won't.
happy birthday, Paul's dad.